What is it about hitting your 30s that makes you want to sign up for a marathon? I've never been a runner, clearly, and I've never wanted to be. I have so many more sports and hobbies I'd rather do to stay in shape. I didn't say I was good at any of them though. But here I am, signed up for one. To tell this story, we gotta go back a little bit. I was on tour, bouncing around city to city, living out of a suitcase. I wanted to stay active, but hotel gyms, not it. So I started running outside, just short little runs to check out the area while I was traveling. But if I'm being honest, one of the big reasons I started running was because things ended with a girl. I saw this TikTok that said, running is cheaper than therapy. And listen, you should still go to therapy. But I won't lie, running helped. Then I started seeing friends running marathons, watching YouTube videos of people doing Ironmans, and I thought, why not give myself a goal? When looking for marathons, I had a few things in mind. It had to be after my tour ended, it needed to be near SoCal, and it had to be pretty. Now, if I'm gonna be dying, I at least want a good view. I settled on Big Sur Marathon, but unfortunately, I later learned this is not a great first marathon. In fact, it's a terrible first marathon. It's super hilly and windy, but I deal with that later. This video is brought to you by Impossible. In a gym somewhere in Vegas. Currently in Michigan, in Joshua Tree. Are you ready for this? I went to take my shirt off and my AirPod came out and it fell on the ground and then tipped over and fell into the river, and there's no way I am getting that. Back to running I go with just one AirPod. Oh.
I run the place, I run the space, I run the scene that light up the face. I run the place, I run the space, I run the scene. Run the place, run the space, I run the scene that light.
So I went on a run and I actually had to stop early because my thighs were rubbing together so bad. So I may have skipped a few steps because I had no clue what I was doing at the start. I made a lot of mistakes, but after scouring hours of Reddit and watching tons of YouTube videos,
and I'm going to be sharing a low heart rate training guide.
I settled on a training plan and I grabbed some running equipment. Now this video is not about gear. However, I do quickly want to share some of the products that I got that I used regularly and found helpful. My Coros watch, AirPods, and my Hoka shoes were staples in my kit. I also regularly used a Polar Pro heart rate monitor, Nathan pack, and there were various supplements and gels that I found helpful for training. Finally, two of my favorite athletic wear brands I consistently ran in were Path Projects and ASRV. But the best gear in the world won't help if I didn't actually put in the work. And it was time for my first big milestone. Okay, I'm back in Michigan. This is my high school's track. I have not been here in forever. I'm wearing my jumper. You can't see my name, it's probably on the back there, from basketball. But anyways, today we're here to do a half marathon, my first half marathon. But without further ado, I need to get with it because I'm procrastinating, so here we go! I didn't need a crowd or medal to tell me this was a big deal. I used to struggle with 6 miles and now I was doing 13.1. I feel like I'm back in high school. 52 laps around a circle. 9 miles down, 4 to go. I could feel everything I'd put in finally starting to show. My form felt solid, my breathing was steady, my head was clear. And for the first time in this whole journey, I felt like a runner. Holy fuck. First half marathon, just slightly over 2 hours. Proud of myself, but there's more work to do. But just when I thought I was on a roll, life came crashing in. My tour wrapped up, and with it, that rhythm I'd accidentally built began to unravel. 2 big projects landed on my plate. And while meaningful and fulfilling, running slipped through the cracks. 1 skipped run became a week, then 2. And when I finally laced up my shoes again, I felt like I was starting from scratch.
I'm really starting my marathon training tomorrow, so I'll have like a month and a half.
With only 6 weeks left, I was second guessing everything. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty nervous. It's hard to balance normal life activities with marathon training. Sometimes you don't get ideal circumstances, and I think that goes for everyone. So I'm gonna push through and see how it goes. 3 weeks out, I set out to do my longest run yet. The goal is 18 miles. I only made it 16 and a half. My hamstrings locked up and my confidence tanked. I basically did everything wrong. I didn't hydrate. I did it during the warmest part of the day. So many things. And my hamstring locked up on me. And so G's helping me not die, basically. Yeah, so feeling very frustrated and discouraged. Do you remember how I said this guy would be important later? The guy who taught me Zone 2 training on YouTube? Well, I was reaching out to running brands to partner for in this video, and one of them reached back out to me called Path Projects. And it just so happens that the guy who responded to my email is the same exact guy that I had learned about Zone 2 training all those months ago. And not only that, but he lives in SoCal. So I shot him a message to see if I could come meet up with him in person, and he agreed. All right, we are up bright and earlier than I want to be, and we're about to meet this guy named Flo. He's done sub 3 hour marathons on every continent. I'm excited to actually talk to an expert and ask him some marathon prep questions and just learn a little bit more information about running from someone who's obviously very, very good at it.
I have so many things to say about this. This is beautiful.
Okay.
You're way under fueling on your runs. A lot of aid stations run out of gels.
Oh, okay, that's really good to know.
Don't ever rely on aid stations for gels because it can make or break your race. Really chill out that last week. You want to be as fresh as you can. Most people, 90% of the people, start slowing down on mile 20.
Okay.
I think biggest thing is going to be pacing for your race day. I can easily run 9-minute mile. I'm leaving time on the table. It's all gonna go through your mind.
Yeah.
Your effort goes up substantially during those last 6 miles, even at the same pace.
Right.
So let's hold back. Use some energy in the tank. Yeah, right. Hold on, let's do that again. Wrong exit, wrong turn.
Put that in the blooper reel. Because Flo's so knowledgeable, I asked him where you guys could find more of his information
I
at.
have a lot of videos on my own YouTube channel too that are about low heart rate training, about race day strategies. There's a lot of different videos on there. Then we have a running coaching program as well that is at pbprogram.com.
Okay,
so.
cool. I tried again for 18 miles, and this time I made it. Yay, I finished the 18 miles. With just 2 weeks left, I started my deload phase, which means I needed to trust in all the hard training I had done before and recover properly before the marathon. I dialed in everything: sleep, stretching, fuel, and hydration. I started foam rolling like it was my job, and for the first time in months, I felt ready. All right, good morning, everybody. It is the day before my marathon. We're gonna head over to the expo to get my bib and to just see what a pre-marathon even looks like, because I have a lot of questions. There's a little shakeout run at 8 a.m., so I need to head over there right now. Oh, you want a milk? So I got my bib. I had to ask them if they came with pins, because you get the bib and then you get your bag. And I didn't know, I was like, I didn't bring safety pins. Anyways, they give you safety pins, so that's nice. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I got very anxious. We did a little run, and then I got it was only 3 miles, but then I started worrying about, I just remember Flo was like, anything you do today, you lose tomorrow, and I was just really nervous, and I just got overwhelmed by how many people there were. I was gonna wear this Camelback. I forgot mine at my house like an idiot. Put on my bib, which I don't know if I put on correctly, but we'll see. Good morning. Today's the day. Headed to where I'm gonna get picked up. We have a long bus drive. All right, let's go. As we headed there, the nerves were still quite high. And not only was I tired, but it was also rainy and cold. But as the time crept closer, anticipation snuck in, and I felt myself getting excited.
We are 30 minutes away from the start time. I'm pretty cold and wet, but I'm excited. It's crazy to do something with so many people. Most of my sports are like tiny.
It's time!
Started. First mile in, mile 2, mile 3, feeling pretty good so far.
One thing that I've avoided talking about up until now is a race time goal. Everyone recommends that for your first marathon, your goal should not be a target time, but just a finish. But if you're anything like me and competitive, it's hard to not have a time in your head.
Never mind.
Since my half marathon time was just over 2 hours, and considering this course was harder, I was hoping for a time around 4.5 hours. That would put me at about a pace of 10 minutes a mile.
I'm gonna wait in line for this bathroom. Hopefully I don't lose my pace too much. I feel so much better now that I went to the bathroom.
As the excitement wore off from seeing all the interesting things on the course, I hit the halfway point,
Halfway.
and the real grueling nature of the marathon began.
I'm so tired right now. My legs, the backs of my legs hurt. This hill sucks.
Luckily for me, on the course there were something called pace setters. These are more experienced runners with signs that say target marathon times on them. So let's say you want to finish under 4 hours, you find that target time and group up with them.
Bunch up with me, we'll walk together.
By the way, Kurt.
Now Kerr had some interesting thoughts.
Let's make people really hate their life for about 4 or 5 hours, and they're gonna pay us to do it, and then we'll take pictures of them doing it, and they'll pay us for it.
Now running with Kurt saved me because every time I was struggling,
I was starting to feel it.
I knew I couldn't let him down.
Kurt, why are you so fast? Slow down. Damn it, Kurt. Stop running. Let me enjoy my strawberries in peace.
Eventually, I did lose sight of Kurt. I was feeling a bit frustrated, but I remembered something.
I realized by running that this is, I think, one of those marathons where you don't really care about the time you set because it's not going to beat other ones anyways. Not that I've done other ones, but it's just pretty. It's just like stop and take the pictures, stop and enjoy the view, take it all in, breathe in the rain, because it's really magic.
However, with all that being said, I still have to finish the race, and it's not easy.
0.2 miles left. I'm almost there. Holy shit, my leg wanted to cramp up at the end. Oh, I did it. Fuck that.
Great job! Congratulations.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Man, I feel so out of shape compared to some of these grannies and old people that do this. I want to share some profound thoughts, but honestly, that sucked. I'm glad I did it. We'll see if I do it again, but...
A big thank you to Impossible, a health supplement company with products designed to help you push past your limits. A link to them down below.
That's the end of the video, guys. Make sure you subscribe. See you later.